Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are getting this thing to Gilly. Easy enough. We've put on a pair of spiders on here so that we don't hopefully just completely overload the gravity at Gilly. So let's see if this thing flies. It should be fine, realistically. Like, it should be more than fine. It should be hilariously fine. Although I am noticing, look at this. Let's switch over to radial symmetry here, because I am noticing that these struts aren't all connected. So let's go ahead and do that quick. There we go, connect those in, just make sure that's all nice and sturdy. And then as far as this goes, I mean, maybe we want to strut this up a little bit too. Let's go into here and just put a strut from here. Straight to... I'd like to put it here, but straight to the service bay. That'll probably be okay. Doesn't even stop... Oop. Doesn't even stop us from opening the service bay. Okay. Let's just double check our staging. Let's see here. We've got these big guys firing up, and then our side stages all going out. Are we fuel tanked? We are, but I'm noticing some of these struts, or actually some of these fuels, are not working here. So let's go ahead and make sure that we are fuel tanked all the way in. There we go. And these struts as well. Let's make sure that those are strutted up. There we go. That would have been awkward. Now up here, there's also struts that are not working. Come on, KSP. You're better than this. There we go. Okay, let's save this, and let's try this again. So we fire our 5 big ol' engines, and then our 4 side boosters all pop off. And then we've got this decoupler for our main stage, and then our maneuvering stage and nuclear engine goes off. We have no oxidizer in that tank. Fantastic. And then up here we've got... That decoupler feels wrong. But no, I think it's right. And then our tiny little spiders fire off. And then we detach our sky crane, which theoretically on Gilly, this decoupler should be enough to throw this basically into orbit. We'll just want to move a little bit, because, you know, what comes up will eventually come down and all that. But I think we're ready to fly, because then the only other thing we've got left is the fairing, which will be manually deployed. But yeah, I think this is good to go. Let's save this, and let's see if this works. This is costing us 200k. Before we launch this, actually, now that I think about it, I never checked the contracts. So let's leave this on the launch pad for the moment. And then head to the Space Center. Leave it there right now. Just where it's at. We'll come back to it in a moment. I just want to check to see if there's anything to earn us more money, because our money's getting a little on the low side. So, science data from space around Eve, that's easy. Science data from surface of Moho, that's easy. Okay. And some adjusted orbits. Yeah. Okay. So that was, to be precise, science data from space around Eve. We'll grab that quick. Here we go, this Odd One Mark III. Currently orbiting Eve. This will earn us, what, close to 100k? Something like that. Nice and easy. That'll almost pay for this rover. Between the two of them, it will pay for this rover. So where do we have... Here's our thermometer. Get out of here, MechJeb. Let's log temperature and transmit. And there's our contract complete. Got 72k. I mean, a lot of that went to science because we have that... What is it? A strategy? Something like that. Something along those lines. At any rate, It's fine. We'll just grab the one from surface of Moho. And that'll just about pay for this rover. Which is excellent. Landed at Moho. Come here, Geraldo. Our very first Geraldo. Excellent. Well, as soon as this gets around to loading... There we go. Oh look, it's night. I thought Moho was tidally locked and we landed in the day. What is happening? At any rate, let's go ahead and log the temperature and transmit that. There we go, contract complete. And for that one, we got 136. Wow. Okay. Well, that basically pays for our Gilly probe. Well, Gilly rover. I keep calling it a probe. I have no idea why. So the question now becomes, can MechJeb fly this thing? Well, first, I want to hop into R&D and see what we can grab. We could grab something in this tier. Advanced unmanned tech? I don't think we really need it. Specialized electrics would be nice. Having the big old battery bank, that might not be terrible. However, having the massive wheels, those might be useful. I mean, as far as these things go, I'm not super interested in either of them. I mean, Rockomax to 1.25 meter adapters are nice. We could put like vectors with Rockomax tanks. Let's go ahead and grab metamaterials for now. We can always get something else later. Okay, Geraldo Mark II. Let's do this. Let's get you into orbit, and then to Gilly. Really shouldn't be a problem, considering this is the same lifter design that we took to Eve, except I think... Oh, no, this is slightly heavier. Yeah, it would be slightly heavier. But it's lighter than the one we sent to Moho. So we'll be completely fine. Let's just go, MechJeb. Come on, MechJeb, you can do this. You can fly this thing. I think. Don't make me do another gravity turn, please, MechJeb. Please, no. There it goes. So far, so good. We seem to be pretty solid so far. I mean, we should be. We're pitching a bit, but I think we're supposed to be. Yeah, it's not really fighting it too much. It's fighting that roll, but it always does. We are approaching max Q, and we are through max Q. Fantastic. Well, that's the most aerodynamic pressure we're going to be facing, so I think we're fine. Ish. Yeah, I think MechJeb's got this. We are currently at an apoapsis height of 25k. It's all going good. Got a nice nighttime launch here. And yes, I'm not timing my launches. I would rather just throw huge amounts of delta V at the problem and hope it goes away. Got some nice atmospheric effects going on here. That's, you know, a little bit spooky. Also, did I see what I thought I saw? I thought I saw the outline of the rover through the fairing when covered by the atmospheric effect. I could be wrong about that. Oh, nope, there it is. Look at that. Glorious. Okay. Go ahead and use RCS. That's fine. Just want to stop this pitch. Okay, now stop using RCS. We can ditch this fairing too, which I'm going to go ahead and do now that we are no longer I mean, we're still a little bit in the atmosphere, but we're basically out. And we are going to be out right about now. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and physics warp on up as we make our way over to the maneuver node and MechJeb circularizes. Looks like we have basically exactly the same thrust to weight, or rather exactly the same delta V as we had before, so our overall weight is roughly the same. Which is good. I mean, this is a significantly lighter sky crane. It does have a lot less delta V, so there is that to be concerned about, but overall, should be just fine. Yeah, this is so much overkill. This is just hideous amounts of overkill. Let's see, we are not currently physics warped up, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. We are now in a roughly circular orbit. Circular-ish. Close enough. And let's just go ahead and get on out of here. Oh, come on. Give me that node. A little bit further. Ooh. Is that a min-miss encounter? That's a min-miss encounter. Well, we don't want that. Not quite what we're looking for. Also, I believe this is going in the opposite direction. No, this is going the correct direction. Okay, we're fine. Go ahead and execute this node, MechJeb. Maneuver planner, execute node. Yeah, we're not actually going in the opposite direction of Moho here. We're just kind of exiting at an awkward angle, I guess, which is fine. In fact, killing some of our motion relative to the sun, but not relative to Kerbal, is fine. More than fine. We're going to need to kill that anyway, so let's just go ahead and get this done. Yeah. Look at it, completely exposed to the horrors of outer space. Is it not truly grand? No, it really isn't. It's kind of dippy looking, if I'm honest. But I think it works. Let's go ahead and extend our communicatron for now. I just want to make sure it's going to work. Yep, seems like that works fine. We will be needing it. We won't be doing any atmospheric re-entry, so I'll probably only stow it as we get close. Still rot, smart ASS. Excellent. Okay, I want to go ahead and warp to... Not there. Not there. There. That's a good warp position. And off we go. On our way to Gilly. Let's get this done. With any luck, I won't have the sky crane issues with this new design that I've had with some of my other designs. Well, the one other design with just the tank on top of the rover with the decoupler there. This gives us a little more space, makes us less likely to blow things up. And also, in the minuscule gravity of Gilly, this decoupler should be more than enough. Okay. So, let's go ahead and set Eve as our target. In fact, we could go directly to targeting Gilly. Although that doesn't give us ascending and descending nodes. So we'll unset that, and we'll set Eve as target for now. Yeah, there we go. So our descending node is going to be all the way over here close to the periapsis, looks like. Well, let's go ahead and show that. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to show it. Is this the direction? Yeah. Okay. 0.0 degrees. Perfect. Execute that node. That's going to be, in a while. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp while we're turning towards it. I'm hoping to get landed on Gilly this episode, but that may or may not happen. If so, great. Next episode, we're going to be setting our sights on Duna, but if not, we'll finish this up and then set our sights on Duna. Hello, Sun. We have someone orbiting you relatively closely. Not as closely as I would have liked. Just didn't quite have the Delta V. If I had gone back and relaunched that one without the awkward encounter with Kerbal, I think we would have been fine. I think we could have burned up in the not the atmosphere, but could have burned up near the sun, but it's fine. We'll crash a probe into Joule, and we'll just say low science from the sun is as good as we would have gotten anyway. Well, here comes this burn here in another couple of seconds. It's going to be 366 meters per second, so we're actually still going to have a decent amount of Delta V left in this tank for use getting to Eve. We will burn it off pretty quick, though. Oh, look at that. I didn't even actually look. 11 minutes and 5 ones. Wow. Apparently reading numbers off of a list, not in my skill set. We are going to be having 11 minutes and 51 seconds of burn from these piddly little tanks. And I was going to check that, and if it was that high, I was going to reduce the size of them even further, but I completely forgot to, so I guess this is what we're using. Go ahead and kill rotation. I just want to double check our descending node. Fantastic. We'll just do a quick home and transfer to target. Create node. Let's see how that worked. That, worked pretty well, actually. I don't hate that. So let's go ahead and add maneuver. This is... Hang on a moment. Let's not do that. Let's execute this node. I almost forgot that I don't add maneuvers to maneuvers because they can get really messed up if you turn on RCS. Which, so far, I haven't done. It's a waste of money, I guess. That's fine. This thing was paid for by some science contracts. So, we've got plenty of connectivity. This is all good. We've also got another year almost before this burn. That's a little intense. Burn is all the way over here. 215 more days. Why is our signal strength so low? Oh, it's because we're here and Kerbal is here. That makes sense. We're going to be utilizing our relay satellites within the Eve system, so it won't be a problem. And there's also the Odd One Mark Suicide here that is really, really not suicidal. Is it ever going to encounter Moho? It might. It might encounter Moho here at some point. If it does, I guess it'll finally suicide. I don't know. That inclination difference is actually relatively big. It may not ever encounter Moho. But if it does, great. If it doesn't, great. Either way, I'm happy. So I don't think we're actually going to finish up this landing, unfortunately. The orbits didn't really line up very well, but it's fine. So we will finish up this landing in the next episode, but we've still got a few more minutes here wherein I'm going to go ahead and get us into position for that landing. It's going to be interesting. I mean, not super interesting. About as interesting as this channel gets. It's going to be vaguely interesting. We'll go with that. So, at this periapsis, as soon as this burn is done, right now, I'm going to go ahead and add a maneuver. We're going to burn retrograde just as little as possible to get an actual orbit here. There. Something like that. Okay. 250 meters per second. We've still got 17 Delta V left in this tank. Wow. Okay, so we went a long ways on our primary stage. That was unexpected. Let's go on and get over here. So the other thing that I'm going to need to do is at this apoapsis, I'm going to go ahead and push this out so that we fully encircle the Gilly orbit. We don't need to match the eccentricity of it or anything, but I just want to fully encircle it. And then we'll match planes, and then we'll get into orbit, and then we'll circularize that orbit, and then we'll go in for a landing. Much of that will be in the next episode. Our closest point currently is multiple Odd One Mark IIIs. Excellent. This is us. We're in the Eve system now. Excellent. There's Eve. Hi, Eve. We're not heading for you. We've got somebody headed for Gilly here. This will be our second landing on Gilly, although with significantly less bickering this time. I don't know. This is interesting looking. I'm not sure where this portion of the arc is. Wait, we're here. Oh, right. We were at it. Oh, man. Sometimes I amaze even myself. That was one of those times. So we're going to go ahead and do our braking burn here. We're going to be doing most of our orbital maneuvers with this nuclear engine, so you know what that means. Physics warp. Let's do this. Nuclear engines, hugely efficient, but not time efficient. It's a little unfortunate. So this is going to be way more delta V than we need. Like, this is hideous amounts of delta V. In the future, maybe we should drop this tank. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. But for right now, at this apoapsis over here, let's go ahead and make a burn. And we are going to burn prograde. Well, maybe not that much. I just want to encapsulate the orbit. So about 39 meters per second. There we go. And let's go ahead and... Actually, I think we are just going to immediately time warp. Yep, there we go. Excellent. And here we are. Hey, Eve Shallows. If that pops up again, I want to do a gravity scan. Well, it will pop up again. We just may have to do an orbit to have it happen, which is going to happen as well. So we'll just have to make sure that we grab the gravity scan from Eve's Shallows. I'm going to go ahead and physics warp this burn as well. Nuclear engines are so slow. Not as slow as ion engines. Ion engines, incredibly slow. So we're going to set Gilly as our target, and then... Oh, that's kind of convenient, honestly. At this descending node, we are going to... Wow, 11.6 degree inclination from where we are. We're actually pretty close to equatorial. But we need to come up this direction. Significantly. Not that significantly. That was too much prograde there. Just need to temper that a little bit with some retrograde. I want to make sure. 2, 1, 2. Okay. That's the best we can do. It's close enough, honestly. Unless we can do a little better. Maybe? Maybe we can, with just a little more delta V. It's not like we're short any delta V or anything. Oh boy. This is kind of touchy. Let's just say this is good enough. We'll execute that node. That should be more than close enough for an encounter. So then, I do want Eve Shallow's gravity scan. So before we leave this orbit... Well, I mean, we're going to be altering the orbit, so we may not get it now. Because we're changing the inclination. We did have quite a few points where it popped up for a reasonably long length of time. So maybe this will be... Hey look, Highlands. Okay, let's just Let's just not do that for now. Shallows. No. Shallows. Okay. Transmit. I think we got it. Eastern Sea. Hey, we can do that too. Crater Lake. That's all good. Peaks. That's fine. Foothills. Also fine. Peaks again. So after we finish this orbit, this will be our final Eve orbit. So I just want to do one loop around to make sure we have all of the Eve science that we can get here. And then other than that... Stopping time warp, please. Other than that, I think we've got everything now. Yeah, we definitely did get the shallows. Oh, impact ejecta. Hang on a moment. That was impact ejecta that we didn't have. Well, it may or may not be there when we change our inclination. That's fine. I was not anticipating getting much science out of this. This is primarily to be able to fulfill science contracts for science data from the surface of Gilly. That's basically the whole point here. So let's go ahead and do this, and I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode we will be landing this guy on Gilly. Eventually. Oh, see you all then.